Have you ever felt scared of something new? Maybe learning English feels like a big challenge right now. Well, today I have a story for you about a woman named Anna who faced her own big challenge, her very first American winter. Anna had recently moved to Michigan. She came from a place where it was always warm and sunny. So, when she heard people talking about the Michigan winter, she was a little curious but not too worried. She thought, how bad can it be? A little snow, a little cold. Easy, right? But then, one evening, she was watching the news. The weather reporter had a very serious look on her face. A major blizzard is heading towards Michigan, the reporter said. We are expecting up to 2 feet of snow. Temperatures will drop to near 0 degrees Fahrenheit, with wind chills making it feel like -20. Travel will be extremely dangerous. We advise everyone to stay home and prepare for power outages. Anna's heart started beating fast. 2 feet of snow? -20. What did that even mean? She looked out her window. It was already getting dark and windy. The sky looked heavy and gray. For the first time, she felt a real sense of fear. She was all alone in a new country, and a monster storm was coming. She had no idea what to do. Feeling panicked, she called her friend, Maria. Maria grew up in Michigan and had seen many snowstorms. Maria, Anna said, her voice shaking a little. The news is talking about a blizzard. I don't know what to do. I don't have anything ready. Maria laughed gently on the other end of the phone. Hey, calm down, Anna. It's okay. I'll help you. We'll get you ready. It's your first snowstorm. It's normal to be scared. I'll be over in 20 minutes, and we'll go to the store together. Hearing Maria's calm voice made Anna feel a little better. True to her word, Maria arrived soon after, and they drove to the grocery store. The store was packed with people, all pushing carts filled with supplies. It felt like everyone in town was there. Okay, Maria said, grabbing a cart. First things first, water. We need bottled water in case the pipes freeze or the power goes out. They loaded a large case of water into their cart. Next, food. We need things that don't need to be cooked or can be heated up easily. Think canned soup, crackers, peanut butter, and some bread. Anna watched as Maria expertly navigated the crowded aisles. Why canned soup? Anna asked. Because if the electricity goes out, you can't use your microwave or electric stove, Maria explained. But if you have a gas stove, you can still heat it up. It's a warm meal when it's freezing outside. They also bought flashlights, extra batteries, and some candles for when the power goes out, Maria said, holding up a pack of batteries. It can get really dark, and you'll want to be able to see. By the time they left the store, Anna's car was full of supplies. She felt much more prepared and a lot less scared. Back at Anna's apartment, they brought everything inside. Okay, last few things, Maria said. Make sure your phone is fully charged. Fill up your bathtub with water. You can use it to flush the toilet if the water stops working. And put some towels by the bottom of your doors to stop any cold air from coming in. After Maria left, Anna followed all her instructions. She felt like a soldier preparing for battle. The wind was howling outside now, and a light snow had begun to fall. She went to her bedroom to close the curtains and suddenly heard a loud crack. The wind had blown something against her window, and a large crack appeared in the glass. A stream of icy air and tiny snowflakes started blowing into her room. Now, real panic set in. Her one safe place was broken. The storm was getting worse, and her room was getting colder by the minute. She didn't know who to call for help. The landlord's office was closed. In desperation, she called the one person she knew would always answer, her father, who was thousands of miles away. "Dad," she cried into the phone, "my window broke. The snow is coming inside. I'm so scared." Her father's voice was calm and steady, just like Maria's had been. "Anna, listen to me. Don't panic. It's okay. First, close the bedroom door. We need to keep the rest of the apartment warm. Take a thick blanket or a big towel and stuff it against the bottom of the door. Then, go to the living room. Stay away from the broken window. Put on warm clothes and wrap yourself in a blanket. You have food and water, right?" "Yes," Anna sniffled, feeling a little bit of control return. She did what her father said, sealing the bedroom door and making a warm nest for herself on the living room couch. She talked to her dad for a long time, and his voice made her feel safe. The storm raged outside all night, but inside her little fort, Anna was warm and secure. She eventually fell asleep to the sound of the wind. The next morning, she woke up to complete silence. The wind had stopped. She peeked out the living room window and was amazed. Everything was covered in a thick, sparkling blanket of white snow. The sun was shining, and the world looked beautiful and peaceful. Just then, she heard a knock on the door. It was Maria. "Anna, are you okay? I came to check on you. The roads are terrible, but I had to make sure you survived your first blizzard." Anne opened the door and gave her friend a big hug. "I'm okay, but my bedroom window broke." They looked into the cold room together. A small pile of snow had collected on the floor. "Wow," Maria said. "That's rough, but you handled it. You're officially a Michigan winter survivor now." Later that morning, as Anna was looking out at the deep snow in her yard, she saw her neighbor, an older man named Mr. James, shoveling his driveway. He saw her looking and waved. "Big storm, huh?" he shouted with a friendly smile. "Need a hand with that shovel?" Anna had never shoveled snow in her life. She didn't even own a shovel. "I don't have one," she called back, feeling a little embarrassed. "No problem," he said. "I've got an extra. Come on out. I'll show you how it's done." Mr. James brought over a shovel and spent the next hour teaching Anna how to clear a path from her door. He showed her how to lift with her legs, not her back, and how to pace herself. They worked together, clearing both their walkways. It was hard work, but Anna felt a sense of accomplishment. She was learning. She was surviving. Standing there, tired but proud, Anna looked at her prepared apartment, her new friend Maria, and her helpful neighbor Mr. James. She had been so scared, but she wasn't alone. She had asked for help, and people had been there for her. The snowstorm was big and frightening, but she was stronger. Maybe your English learning journey feels like a big snowstorm right now. It can be scary and you might not know what to do. You might feel alone, but Anna's story shows us something important. It's okay to be scared. It's okay to ask for help. Just like Anna found friends and neighbors to guide her, you can find teachers, friends, and a community to support you. Every new word you learn is like getting a flashlight. Every conversation you have is like stocking up on supplies. And every time you ask for help, you're building a network of support. Just like Mr. James helping Anna with the snow. You are brave for facing this challenge. Keep going, keep learning, and keep reaching out. You will get through your storm, and you'll come out stronger and more confident on the other side. Thanks for watching today. I hope Anna's story inspired you. Do not forget to like this video and subscribe to Clear Voice English for more stories to help you on your English journey. See you next time.